Hey, hello. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Looks like we got a pretty good quorum here. Yeah, so I've got slots for talking about the core and RAN. I see both AJ and Wuzhong on, so if you want to add items there, go ahead, or we'll do it when we get to it. I just thought I'd start with this has come up before in bits and pieces, but just to make sure everyone is aware, there are 3 now new groups out there that are starting to get more heavily engaged in Aether. One of them is the wireless test bed at Iowa State, that ARA, which is kind of an acronym, but I wouldn't be able to get it right. But it's basically delivering 5G technology to rural areas and agricultural applications. They did a demo. They had a workshop last week, did a demo that included a combination of OAI and Aether, and are getting more involved in that. So that's fantastic. The iOS is, I'm not going to get again the acronym right, but you can click on the link. It's the Indian Open Source Mobile something network, communications network.
Mobile communication network. I'm part of ISMCN. I'm Anish Kumar. Sorry to disturb you.
Oh no, great, absolutely. Introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, I'm Anish. I'm part of Center for Development of Advanced Computing. We are part of the IOSMCN project. That is specifically our objective is to develop open source 5G core and RAN solution. We adopted ST core as our 5G core solution. And we have also started contributing to the code also recently. And we are looking forward for contributing more. Thanks. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for the introduction. And yeah, we've heard from Iowa State, I think, before, and I'm not sure if anyone's on, but that's, you know, having more users out there deploying it in different settings and contributing back is great. So that the third one, I just got off a call with one of the Linux LF networking groups called 5G Super Blueprint. And these folks are trying to bring together kind of a plug and play environment for different combinations of 5G technology deployed at the edge, typically. And I described Aether blueprints to them. Because obviously they talk about blueprints, but their notion of blueprint is a little more slideware-ish, that someone has tried it at some point. But the thing that I was emphasizing to them was that we have reproducible blueprints. You can actually execute it and bring something up, and someone else can do exactly the same thing. And that's the value of it, and kind of walked them through it. But they took away that they thought was valuable to them is basically experimenting with 5G in a lab setting, in a box, so to speak, that they thought Aether might give them something that was valuable there. And that's still early, so we'll see where that goes. Have I missed anybody that's on the call that wants to speak up and starting to use Aether and wants to introduce themselves?
I am Usha Padmini. I'm also part of IOSMCN, joined along with Anish.
Oh, hi, welcome.
Yeah, we're really pleased to see both of you joining today. And I would just extend an invite. We'd love to learn more about what you're doing. And I've heard that you've been doing some testing. You have some test results. I've also heard that you're working on an updated GUI interface or something like that. But some of this is coming in secondhand, so that if and when you're ready, I think this community here would love to hear more about what you're doing.
Yeah, second that. We happy to set aside some time on one of our TST calls too, or if we could do something bigger and announce it for the community to show up, if that would be better, more appropriate. Let me know.
Quick question. So Timon mentioned something about they're working on a GUI is kind of like a GUI for the web UI, or what kind of GUI is it?
We are currently working on a GUI for configuration management because we are trying to combine both the deployment as well as the configuration together as part of single unified dashboard. Because we are also targeting RAN solution, because we adopted OA RAN as the RAN solution. Our single unified dashboard can independently work for the core as well as the RAN. Because as part of the core, we are covering the SD core. Because whatever currently is covered in the current web UI, we are also doing, but with a more better, nice interface. That's all.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, I was asking because the canonical team provided a few contributions regarding to improving or put a front end to the web UI. So that is already included into the latest web UI repository, but there is no that web UI itself, but it's the whole infrastructure needed for the front end. It's already there. At least the canonical team added there, just in case.
Right. But currently we haven't contributed the whatever we developed the GUI, we haven't contributed back to SDK, but we can do that. We will do that. Eventually we will do that. We will expose that also open to SD core users.
Oh yeah, no, my point is more like, I don't know whether what is the version of the web UI repository that you guys are using, but my point is that one of the latest version of the web UI includes these additional features added by the canonical team, just in case.
Right. And moreover, we are also contributing, maybe currently we have already submitted one bug fix, and we are planning a couple of more in the coming weeks, because we are already currently undergoing testing, and we have recently submitted, Anashira is also there in the call. We recently submitted a test report on DPDK based throughput. That means our, because one more this data fix also we have submitted again. We are planning more actually. That's again contribution back to the core part, not on the GI.
Right.
So I think the moral of the story is it would be great to, at some point in the near future, have a presentation from you, kind of scoping out all the things that you're interested in, that you're working on and hoping to contribute and so on.
Sure, we will do that. We will do that. Thanks.
Yeah, and of course the big macro picture, of course, is we want to avoid forking if at all possible, and you know, align with you, you align with us, you know, avoid overlap and whatnot, and we're happy to help in that regard, right? So I think really communication is the first key to that. So we welcome, and it's great that you guys are here today.
Thank you.
All right. And I'll be in touch and we can figure out what would be a good time. So infrastructure, I don't see Def here. I just wanted an update where the Jenkins jobs, I check in on them, and they're the ones he have seem to be working most of the time, but I'm not sure if he's got them all moved over or not. I don't think so. Jira and Wiki are people. So I'm not a big fan of the branding. You type in wiki.etherproject.org and it suddenly turns into this. I don't know if anything can be done about that. Probably not easily. But the other thing on both the wiki and the Jira is that you land in a reasonable place. So you don't land in the default home like I would hope you would in the wiki. And on the dashboard, I don't know if anyone else is having any luck, but I can't get to a decent dashboard in Jira.
Yeah, I had the same problem.
Something is wrong. I mean, whoops. Yeah, this just hangs, I'm pretty sure. All right, but we need DAF to deal with that. Okay, so let's go. Oh, I can real quickly knock off on-ramp. And all I was going to say there is, in the process of thinking about how to integrate some more sophisticated Kubernetes configuration, Bilal and I have started talking about a slight reorg refactoring. And nothing concrete to report, but we will bring a proposal. It's not a major thing, but we do have some global variables that really need to be pulled out and treated as global. All right. I don't know who wants to go first, Wuzhong or AJ? Just a status on the core and the RAN.
Maybe Gabriel can start, and if he missed something, I can add. Yeah,
Sounds
he's the
good.
most up to date. Yeah.
So what we have done, basically from last week, we created this UPF adapter repository such that we move the code from the UPF adapter that is currently inside the SMF to its own independent repository. So we created the repository. It's supposed to be that I configure it as move out of the SMF. It's supposed to be that I configure everything as I use another repository as a reference for everything that needs to be configured. It's supposed to be that it's correct, but it would be good if ADAF can take a look at that and see whether that everything is as expected. Then we move the code. So now I understand Ajay is working on the UPF adapter at the moment. Then we need to remove the code from the SMF when that is ready and update the Helm charts to point to this image.
Gabriel, this adapter is the adapter that talks to the metric func?
No. This adapter talks to the UPF. So when you have multiple UPFs, that helps you to kind of scale up.
Who's on the other side of that adapter? I guess the question.
The UPF adapter is in between the SMF and the UPF.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, and it should be treated as if a part of SMF. In case we are deploying multiple UPF, they do not know if there is a UPF adapter deployed or not. Right. So we all started with this because we saw that UPF dashboard was not working. The metrics collection was failing, and that is because the by default on-ramp has this UPF adapter enabled. And UPF adapter lacks those Kafka interface code.
Now
right?
I got
So,
it. Now I get it.
So what we thought, like, we can disable the UPF adapter because it's optional. It is required only if we are running multiple instances of SMF. We can disable it for now, and as soon as we are ready with the metrics code, we can re-enable it. Right. So.
Thanks. Now I get it. Thanks.
Yeah, Gabriel, did you disable UPF adapter in on-ramp override files?
But that's in my local override, I believe. I haven't pushed any global change yet, any PR into the on-ramp.
Yeah,
so
I think
this
we
was
should
just
do that.
A variable in the vars in the values file.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Yes.
If I can find it, I might. Well, you beat me to it. Go ahead. Anything else?
We found a few issues with the Genode vSIM, basically from the stats perspective, and we fixed those. What else did we do, Ajay? I remember.
I think I updated few things on the Helm chart. I'm trying to recall what that I updated.
Yes. So basically the email address for the development side. So because it was the old ONF stuff.
Yeah. And the second thing is that init container, I have updated few dependencies in the SMF and AMF, at least in the first time deployment. So that SMF, AMF, since they need Kafka, I have added that as a part of dependency check in the init container. And of course, if Kafka is disabled, it doesn't check for that and it moves on with the further installation. So this is just to make sure that we have reliable installation flow, and statistics should work all the time. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. Well, it's interesting that I thought was a completely orthogonal metric related bug turned out to have a little deeper.
Yeah. So, I mean, we do have multiple places in it container. We need, logically, we don't need, the code does handle the restart at without having any initial dependency, but we still want to make sure that we don't get into the error cases wherever possible, right? So
Yep.
yeah, so but it's good to have those containers. Yeah.
Anything else?
I think this Anish and their team had sent some review, if I'm not wrong, that AMF code which we merged.
Right,
Yes,
thank you.
that's
And there were a few more things, I think.
there is one kind of like design to support multiple DNNs as well. I believe is from the iOS team.
Maybe I think, yeah, that I have not seen it for last week, but it needs more update in terms of like identifying the use case and how exactly we want to do it. More in-depth analysis is required there, and possibly changes in the some of the PFCP messages. But yeah, I think Anish, I don't know who
Yes.
was working on it.
We are working on, Anashara is specifically working on that particular issue.
Yeah.
We will come back by next week on that.
Yeah, I think you have three things pending. One is about this multiple DNN, other is about DSCP,
DSCP, right.
and one third was the IMS support.
IMS,
Right?
right, yeah, right.
Yeah,
QoS.
maybe we should start discussing more to get understanding about how to deploy those, how to like develop those things, right? Then we can add the missing pieces.
Sure. We will come back by next
Yeah.
week on that, right?
Just Larry, one clarification. There is nothing pending from the PR perspective. So there is one PR, but it's not it's actually just a documentation kind of design. It's not something that can be merged.
It's a work in progress, actually. It's work in progress.
Being discussed.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Exactly. Yeah, because overall, from the pull request perspective, we are pretty much up to date. The only two PRs that are open is the one for the design for the multiple DNNs, and the other one is a draft from the canonical that open to address. Again, I believe it's another question from the iOS team that is related to the FTID, and the canonical team was working on that, but so far they have it as a draft.
Okay.
Now there are three things, like 2 to 3 things, like Bilal. I don't know if Bilal is there in this call. He was trying to use the simulator with the Magma core.
I don't see him here.
Yeah, he's here right now.
Oh, he's there. Okay. So we had issues there. It seems that while doing that interop, we did found one of the issues in the simulator, which I provided fix to Bilal, but he says it's not working. Then he did some workaround, but we found further issues in the Magma, like it's not responding to some of the service request messages as expected. And it does require now deep dive into the Magma code. And
yeah, and I don't know how much effort is worth it here. I mean, if we discover some bug in GNB-SIM, that's great, but we should not be in the business of debugging Magma, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we were curious, like, because like when Gabriel was doing similar test with the OAI, right, OAI core, he found something very close, similar issues, and which I was, and it's interesting to see like why those errors are coming. Is it like we are missing something, or is it like these cores are not tested for? I'm sure like they are used practically, right? But we do see some issues in the service request handling.
Yeah,
they do respond, but they don't respond with all the required fields. So yeah, I mean, if we thought like we should check if somebody has already tried it and then see like how it really works and what is it that missing in the simulator, our simulator, right? Yeah, but we are yet to do that.
Yeah, this would be interesting to see how this plays out. Anything else?
Maybe Gabriel, like you can probably add like where we stand on the spec upgrade.
Oh, no progress during last week. I was kind of concentrated on this testing GNB-SIM with the multiple cores and evaluating that part. So I don't have any progress on that. So
I see. Okay.
I have created the new structs for the Open API. What I need to do from there is I need to start using these new Open API models and structs into one function as we kind of decide to use, make the change in one specific network function and check whether everything is working as expected. So the second part, that's what I'm missing. So far, I have created the different structs, but I need to, and actually that's what I was starting to work today on that.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, let's move to the RAN. And Wuzhong, how are things with the release?
Hi. So not much progress last week because I had some personal issues and some of the engineering team members had some personal issues too. But this is the update. So last week, not last week, a few weeks ago, actually, we shared the Open Air Interface 5G RAN code that we have used for Pronto demo. And there was some bug report from Iowa State University, and Kushal actually fixed it last week. So that was already merged. So I think the code should be fine, but please do let me know if there is some issue there. And other than that, the engineering team actually is testing the current the SDRAN code now. So we are very carefully testing because release is the plan for the release is this week, the end of this week. So we are doing right now. And also while doing that, engineering team is writing some documentation, especially for on-ramp on-ramp for SDRAN. So SDRAN document will have some kind of tutorial documentation on how to use on-ramp for SD-WAN. That kind of things will be added. And also I'm writing the release note too. So hopefully it will be done by the end of this week. And probably after that, I think I will share the information like, the SD-WAN release 1.5 is ready internally. And then probably once we review something, like especially for the release note and some documentation, I think we can announce it. So this is the status.
All right, well, that's not much progress, but it still sounds like progress, so that's good.
Yeah.
So anyone from Iowa State be able to verify whether the fix that was passed along to Joshua is working?
Hi, Larry, Arsalan
Yeah.
here. So Joshua is not on the call right now, but I think the code shared with ISU was the previous release, and there are some bugs with which I think Josh reported back. I'm not sure if so were there fixes suggested to Josh actually on those bugs, Wujong? Is that the case?
I heard that on the email thread actually it mentioned build itself didn't work, so Kushal
Yeah.
fixed it. Yeah, that was fixed. Yes.
Okay.
Too many third-party reports here, I think. It would be good. It would be good to hear a status from Joshua. Did he get stuck?
Yeah.
Or is he sailing along and we just haven't heard from him because he's making such good progress?
Yeah. No, he's yeah. We were on it actually, and we as you know, I mean, due to RFest and all those things, actually, the event came in. Gianni, do you have any recent updates from
Unfortunately, no. Yeah, Joshua is taking care of this part, but I think he didn't feel well this week.
He was working very hard, so I can understand that.
Yeah, okay. He didn't feel well this week. That's what you said, Gianni?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I think he'll soon get back to this and probably update on Slack or somewhere, via that email thread or yeah, definitely.
That would be great. Thank you. I was
I'll
just
check with
curious
him
if
as
he hit
well.
another blocker or what was going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We'll keep all of you posted. Yeah. But we are looking forward to the next release as well because that's the one which I believe has the E2 the ORAN compliant. I'm mixing things maybe here, but it has something which we were looking for. Yeah, but anyway, like we will continue testing with the 1.4 as well, which the code has been shared. Yeah, and Josh will get back. Thank you.
Wujon,
Yeah.
based on the timeline that you have here, I guess you are not integrating yet the CCC service model, right?
Oh yeah, so that is another update. Sorry, yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, so once the 1.5 release is ready, then I will start merging CCC service model one by one. So the goal is that in the next SD-WAN release, we will try to support CCC.
Okay. Yeah, the thing is, I have a few colleagues here in the lab who are interested in start using that. So
Can you help me with the acronym, because I'm not familiar with CCC?
Cell configuration and control.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is ORAN E2 service model, right, Gabriel?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Sorry. Yeah. So this will be part of 1.5 or
No, it will not.
No,
based on
not
what
1.5.
Wujon said, it's not.
Oh, okay. In the release after 1.5, whatever that would be. Okay. Yeah.
But hopefully that means early access and you can start playing with it too.
Yes, after 1.5, I think I will merge CCC. Then that means the CCC code will be merged to the mainline, which means that if you use main code branch, I mean master code branch, then you can use that.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
All right. I think we're done with the agenda. Is there anything we've missed or other topics? All right. Wuzhong, please reach out and ask for any help that I can provide you with on the documentation and the on-ramp side.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Call it a day.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye all.